It's official. Yvette, Cooper and Lammy have just launched Labour's big fight back on migration. But let's be honest, it's not a fight back. It's a cover-up. A desperate PR stunt. A flailing attempt to patch the political wounds left wide open by Nigel Farage and Reform UK tearing through Labour's voter base like a sledgehammer. And make no mistake, this isn't just a policy update. This is Labour panicking. Why? Because the people are finally waking up. Reform is surging in the polls. Labour is sliding. Farage is back and is saying what millions of Britons are thinking. Enough is enough. So what's the big plan from Cooper and Lammy? Let's break it down. First up, Lammy, the man who called Brexit voters racist, the man who never misses the chance to appear on a panel show instead of doing his job, is now apparently leading some grand foreign policy crusade against illegal migration. He wants to make irregular migration a critical foreign policy issue. That's right. After years of ignoring the border crisis, Labour now wants to bring it up at cocktail parties in Brussels and photo ops in Geneva. He's running around summits like the G7 and the UN trying to convince the French, Germans, and Belgians to care about Britain's borders. Spoiler alert, they don't. They never have. While dingies pile up on our southern coast, Lammy is too busy shaking hands with the same politicians who've let this crisis spiral out of control. And let's not forget the facts. Over 10,000 illegal migrants have already crossed the Channel this year. And we're not even halfway through. That number came earlier than last year. And what does Lammy do? Hosts a conference, chairs a meeting, signs a meaningless agreement with Serbia. It's globalist waffle dressed up as leadership. Now on to Yvette Cooper, the queen of empty soundbites. She's cooked up a so-called white paper to tackle legal migration. But let's be clear, this isn't reform. It's red tape. It's Labour trying to look tough without doing a single thing that actually fixes the problem. Cooper's plan is to raise the skilled visa threshold to degree level. Wow. So, the very industries that rely on manual labour or vocational skills are just left in the dust. No thought, no nuance, just another bureaucratic barrier wrapped in woke rhetoric about fairness. And what else? Employers will be required to train British workers. Great idea, except it's been said before. For decades under every government. Yet here we are still importing labour, still draining our public services, still watching wages stagnate. Let's not pretend this is a new Labour strategy. This is them reacting desperately to the rise of Nigel Farage and Reform UK. Because Reform didn't just win councils and by-elections. They humiliated Labour in places they've held for generations. Run and hell's be gone. Hundreds of council seats gone. And now the latest polling puts Reform at 28% ahead of Labour's 23%. That's not just bad, that's catastrophic. That's collapse in slow motion territory. And suddenly immigration is on Labour's radar again. Funny how that works. Farage, meanwhile, isn't playing games. While Lammy writes memos and Cooper drafts white papers, Farage is spelling out the reality. Uncontrolled migration is crippling Britain. Our housing overrun. Our NHS on its knees. Our schools bursting at the seams. And the cost dumped right onto the shoulders of the working class. While Labour obsesses over family connections and what counts as harangued, Farage is talking common sense. Failed asylum seekers need to be deported. Foreign criminals gone. No more hiding behind the Human Rights Act. No more loopholes for gang members and fake fathers. The British people deserve safety, sovereignty, and security, not excuses. And what's Labour's response to that? Chris Phelps of all people had to step in and say it. Labour has no grip, no guts, no plan. That's not a partisan jab. That's the truth. They could have backed a migration cap. They could have supported the repeal of human rights laws and immigration cases. But no, Labour's priority is appeasing international bureaucrats and Guardian columnists, not you. They think a white paper is going to fix the chaos they helped create. They think tweaking visa thresholds will undo decades of damage. But it won't. Because this isn't just about policy, it's about principle. And Labour has none. They told us for years that mass migration was a strength. That the British public was xenophobic for daring to question it. That border enforcement was somehow far right. And now they expect us to believe they've had a change of heart. No, this isn't a change of heart. It's a change of strategy. They are scared. Scared of Farage. Scared of reform. Scared of the working class voters who once trusted them and now want nothing to do with them. Farage, meanwhile, is doing what Labour can't. Speaking plainly, saying what needs to be said, that Britain is full. That our services are overwhelmed. That we can't keep pretending everything's fine while communities are beyond recognition. He's not mincing words, and the establishment hates it because Farage exposes what they tried to hide. The truth that immigration isn't just a numbers game. It's about identity, culture, and control. And no amount of white papers,